Hello guys, it's Sienna Sinclair and I'm going to be discussing how to find your customer. How many of you have taken a class or read a book and they tell you how to find your customer, but you try it and you're still very confused? Well, guess what? I'm definitely that person. When I was trying to find my customer, who my customer was for Naughty Girl, it was so difficult because honestly, I didn't know who my customer is, and you won't know who your customer is until you actually start your store. And once you start your store, I promise you, if you do things right and you provide quality products and good customer service, your customer is gonna find you. So how do you find your customer? First off, like I said before, just start your business. Just because you can't narrow down your customer, I mean, it's good to definitely know and to have a plan when you go in, but also know that you're gonna find new customers and your customer is gonna change, I promise you. I've been doing Naughty Girl for a year and a half now, and I went in with one particular customer, but I have found so many other customers that have found me through things that I do, promotions, interviews, PR. The more that you do and get yourself out there, the more that your ideal customer is gonna find you. So in Naughty Girl, I went in thinking, okay, my ideal customer age group is gonna be between, 30s and 40s. Of course, I'd like to cater to all women, but I thought 30s and 40s. For the year and a half that I've been doing Naughty Girl, I found out that more of my customer base are 20s to young 30s. It doesn't mean that I don't have customers in their mid to late 30s and 40s and some customers in their 50s, but I definitely have a lot more 20-year-olds. So again, thinking that you have one customer age group, you can find out quickly that it can change. How you can also get the customer base that you want is just marketing to that customer. You can market to that customer through ads. Having women in their 40s and 50s wearing your clothes is how you can cater to that customer. Also, just writing articles on clothing, for women of a certain age can help you. Just getting out, there's many ways to get your ideal customer, but know that you're definitely gonna get other customers too. When I first started out, my ideal customer was definitely someone in my age in their 40s, but the thing about it is when I post photos of myself on Instagram and on my website, people who don't know me don't think I'm 40. So they're not thinking that, oh, this website is for 40-year-olds or women, who are older, because they see me and they think I'm younger than I am. And then also I have a lot of Instagram girls who are younger that have been helping to promote my brand. So yes, your what you go in with your customer age can change. It can either go down or it can go up. Another thing when I thought of my ideal customer is I thought of a certain type of woman, meaning me. All the clothes are based off of clothes that I'll wear. And I love to travel. I love being glamorous. I love feeling sexy, building women's confidence. So it was definitely centered on a certain type of woman. But as I started doing Naughty Girl more, I realized that Naughty Girl is for a lot of people, and I have so many different customers that come and buy my clothes. I have girls who, are goth or rockers. I also wasn't really catering towards the working girl. It's not something that maybe I thought of at first, but I noticed that a lot of women were coming on and asking for more work clothes. They loved my clothes, but they wanted something that was more appropriate for work, but because they loved my style. So I decided that I would start changing and posting more, button-up tops that were still sexy, still my style, meaning that I have some tops that button up with a collar and are a little see-through that you could wear a cami under or a sexy bra, however, your work allows it. And also I started adding pants more. And when I started adding pants more, I noticed again that I started getting more sales for pants. So these are things in the beginning that I didn't carry, but then I started to because I saw a demand for it, and that has changed my customer to a more worker girl. It doesn't mean that they don't love travel stuff or feeling sexy or putting on some sparkles, but they still want to feel sexy at work. And that's how my customer has changed. And also just listening to your customer. I have many people that come and tell me, oh, I'm looking for more bohemian style. I pick up a few more pieces, keeping that customer in mind that, okay, here's a cute dress, it's bohemian style. It is something that I would wear, and I know that there's people out there that would love it. There's some people that come to me and go, I would like a more cowboy style. I love wearing cowboy boots. I love this style. And I got some really adorable cowboy boots because I also know that my customers love festival stuff. So they're not just cowboy boots. I know that they'll also do really well for festival, and they're shiny. So they're gonna be a big hit, I know it. So it's just finding and listening to your customers. Another thing when I was doing my customer profile is that, I had this grand vision that I want to cater to all sizes because, as many of you know with my business, I don't discriminate against anything at my parties with size, looks, race, or anything. And that's how I wanted to be with my clothing. When you get into the fashion world, you start to realize there's really two different types of markets. There's the clothes that they sell for extra small to sometimes large and extra large. And then there's the market that's up at the bigger sizes. Unfortunately, designers just don't make what I buy extra small for larger sizes past large or extra large. It's not something that I'm doing or that I want to do. I wish that, I could carry everything for everybody. But the more you get into the fashion business, you realize that it's really two different markets. It really is. And also with me being a small business, costs just go up, and you also just have to market differently to each body type. And it's not about the bigger women. It's also about women who are small and petite, who have short torsos, long legs, or short legs, long torso. There's so many different body styles. People with booties, I know that I have a booty and I have a hard time getting into jeans. There's just so many different ways to cater to women that you learn and that you try to find clothes for. And one thing that I learned with, when I first went in, I bought all these sizes. I'm like, I want extra small, I want the largest size you have, extra large. And then you realize, especially with this pandemic and knowing where to cut back, I realized that I was wasting a lot of money last year. And with the pandemic, I've had to cut back with only buying certain sizes that my customers are actually buying. And I was hoping to cater to women of all sizes. I have women of all sizes, heights, and race on my website. And I've noticed that the majority of my sales are extra small, smalls, some mediums, hardly any large, and extra large non-existent. I'm not selling those. So you start to learn and you start to shop more for your sizes, and you will not know this. I don't care what they say. You will not know this until you actually go into business and you have actual customers. So now when I go shopping, I will still buy a large and an extra large, but I'll only buy one just because it's not selling. But also, I'm trying to find ways to market so that I can sell them. So if you find out that something is not working or selling, sit down and see what you need to do. And for me, I've sat down and I've discovered some things that I could do better with marketing and promoting, and just, re-strategizing things to, help me sell those items. Also, when I started Naughty Girl, I was all about, sexiness. And when I first started, I started Naughty Girl very basic. And what I mean by that is I was trying not to be too naughty. If you see my photos from when I started to where they are now I might show a little bit more skin, sexier photos, bras and underwears. I didn't do that in the beginning because I didn't want to scare people away. A lot of girls can be like, ooh, what's this website about? Ooh, she's showing nude photos. I don't want that. But once I got people to know that I was safe, that I'm about building women's confidence, that, it's okay to be sexy, I'm starting to change with the way that I market and the photos that I take. And I'm starting to add in what Naughty Girl is really about because people are becoming more accepting. I know that people will say sometimes, well, you shouldn't hide that, you should just be who you are. Well, unfortunately, when you're in the marketing world and you're just starting out as a business, sometimes you have to, just so you can get followers. It wasn't that I was hiding who I am, because you can go on Sienna Sinclair and see me. You can go on my websites and see it. You could have gone on Naughty Girl and seen me. I had some photos on there, but I kept my Instagram page very clean. And now I'm changing with that. And with that is also changing my customer. Recently, I've been posting more pinup photos and more burlesque, because honestly, that's what I'm about. I'm a pinup model and I'm a burlesque performer. If you go to my Sienna Sinclair page, you will see all my photos. I've performed all over the world burlesque. I am a dancer. I've done tons of things. And I've started to add that in slowly, because I didn't want to scare you guys. But you'll see more stuff with burlesque people, more promotions with Instagram girls who do pinup. One girl is Rachel, and she's been amazing for my brand. Her posting has gotten me so many followers. So now I'm starting to get that pinup vintage crowd that I want, and that what Naughty Girl is all about. So I'm really changing a little bit, not changing meaning I'm doing something different. I've always been this way, but I'm just bringing things in slowly so as not to scare some of you guys. I went slow because I knew what I was dealing with at the time and what I was getting into, and that I needed to. But with what I'm talking about for finding your customer, in the beginning, I was looking for one customer just to get people to help me promote my brand. And then I slowly started adding things in, and I'm getting to more to where Naughty Girl is supposed to be and where I want to be, with lingerie, pinup, burlesque, naughty history, and all the things that I love. And if you follow me, you'll notice that my customer is changing, and I'm really starting to get the people that I want and who are going to be my true customers. So what I'm trying to say is that it's okay to start out one way, but to have a plan. You have to have a plan. I didn't just go into this going, you know what? I'm gonna start Naughty Girl with no plan and I'm just gonna do whatever. My whole business for my naughty empire has been a plan. From the very beginning, when I started Sienna Sinclair, it wasn't just about having a website where I posted my nude photos. That's not who Sienna's about. Yes, I love taking my clothes off, as many of you know, but I had a plan. I wanted to write a book. There's so many things that I wanted to do. My brand has been 15 years in the making and more. But I started out with Sienna Sinclair posting nudie photos because I had no fans. I had nobody, but I knew I wanted to write a book. I knew I wanted to sell stuff, but who's gonna write a book when you have no followers? So what I did is I started posting sexy photos of myself, and I started Sienna Sinclair on my website, and people started coming, and I started getting a lot of followers. This is back in the MySpace days. And then it converted to Facebook, and I never really jumped on the Instagram bandwagon until a few years ago with Naughty Girl. And it just kind of took off from there. So the same with Naughty Girl. I did the same with Naughty Girl that I did for my business, Sienna Sinclair, knowing that what was coming and what I was going to be promoting and who I really wanted to target eventually. My true goal wasn't men, it was women. And you may think, wow, she started out promoting to men. But guess what? Once I get the men, I get the women. I get their wives. I get the women, who are dating them, because the men talk about me. And it's not just about showing sexy photos. I'm teaching people how to be confident. I'm teaching men how to be confident. I'm giving classes on confidence and coaching, business, all kinds of things. And it kind of just trickles down. So again, the same way that I started Sienna Sinclair is how I started Naughty Girl. I had a plan. I did it a lot faster than I did Sienna Sinclair, and it's been a year and a half, but I still did it very slowly. And that is how I found my customer in the beginning, but also how my customer has changed. And my customer is going to continue to change because I'm going to change. My fashion is going to change. I'm getting older. The way maybe I dress is going to change. There's just a lot of things that are going to happen, and don't be afraid to change your customer. But also don't be afraid to start a business without knowing who your customer is, because I kind of, I did make a plan of who my customer was going to be. I really had no idea. And some of the things that I've discovered, I've been blown away by and surprised. So just remember that. I hope that helps. If you have any questions or maybe things that you did, please share them down below. So I appreciate it for watching, and stay tuned for my next business tip. Bye guys.